Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. See here I'm fighting against Stunter and my options: Fire Badger, Training, Marksman and Sabertooth spec. And a lot of good specs in here. The Training spec is pretty good. Marksman spec also really good. I would start with Crawlers and Sledges, get Arclights, and then I get a Marksman on the next round. Although very little HP, but that will be my choice, because the things I just said. It's a really good one, and it covers almost everything you need on the start of the match. The second round, when you get the level 3 marksman. For my opponent choices, cost control, which I don't like, fortified, rhino, and quick supply. And out of those, I would probably go for the quick supply and try to use the Fire Badger as main shaft clear. Because the other options are not that great. Although you could go for Rhino spec and try to go for an aggro playstyle with balls. Problem of that is that you need levels on the balls fast. Otherwise your strategy gets behind and you lose. When you go for ball aggro, you need levels on the balls. So, in my opinion, the best way to go ball aggro is if you have the leveling specialist, which I forgot the name. You can see he went for the one I said, quick supply. And I expected him to be probably on aggro. So I will start thinking on defending this side with my vertical sledges again. This replay is still bugged, so he will do everything at the last second of the round, but I'm doing my things here. You see that I won't be grabbing DPS, even if I do kind of need it, although they don't have as much HP as a Sabertooth, for example, or Spider, but they do have quite a bit. It's 12,600 HP each pack. I will go for a very standard position with grabbing even more Void Eyes, so no shaft. So my Arclight is not that good in this situation, although my shaft is very good. If I can kill his shaft clear, which you can see it's targeting my sledges instead of targeting what it needs to be killing. And the Void Eyes are not great at killing crawlers, even if he has this turret, which is saving him. Without this turret, he would be in a real problem here, with 0 shaft clear left. Few shafts survived, but they are going for the opponent, while the rest of my army is going for the tower. And they will get toasted here, but they actually helped me changing the position of the enemy. Instead of going for my tower, it started going for my army. The debuff didn't help me a lot. I think I didn't get any benefit from it, but I have a lot of units here, more than he can deal with. And it's victory for me, and we are both very low HP, so every little bit of damage counts. Here we have Storms, Phoenix and Mustangs, and Steel Balls. Looking at what my opponent has, Storms could be useful. It's a long range battle, so, and he has no shaft yet. They would be instantly targeting his Fire Badgers, but I decided to go for Mustangs. They solved my Wasp problem, and they can hit air, which I do expect him to click some aerial mode on his Void Eyes. You can also see me putting the marksman on this side and reinforcing this side of the field. One vertical sledge one marksman, one arclight, and the Mustangs. Which leaves me with one problem: I don't have any anti-air on this side. I have no chaff on this one, and no anti-air on this one. I also sold the tower. Since it's not being used. And just went for 1 HP for the units. You can see my opponent's going for the Phoenix. And he throws the Phoenix on the side that I have no anti-air. Of course it would happen. And even for more Void Eyes, one Prowler. Oh, that's a lot of Voids. And if you remember, this strategy was very popular for a few, I don't think it was like 2 weeks, and then it was nerfed. The Badger Void Eye strat. You can see my army here is winning, but where is my anti-air? It's on the other side. So those Phoenix are farming my units until I got the debuff. We get another debuff, and now they will just stay here until the Mustangs and Marksmen arrive. And another victory, and quite a bit of damage, even with the no anti-air on this side. 700 damage, not bad. Here we get intensive training, and out of those, probably the best one, or skip, which is what I will do, because I don't really need levels on any of my units here, although level on the Mustang could be good. He has no unit that counters the Mustang in here. And very little chaff. Prowlers are also a counter to the Mustang. You see me going for one Farseer on the side, which is, I know it's strange, considering I have one Marksman, one Mustang, and one Farseer. So 3 different anti-air units. But I do like the Farseers. And they are great against air voids. In the Void Go aerial mode, Farseers do really well. You see me grabbing one more chaff, and I think I will put it on this side, which is, yeah, in here, which is lacking. Also on the flank, because I was worried he would put some deep flank here to get my Mustangs. It could be very annoying if he went for 5 Badgers in here. Although he doesn't have the explosive tech. So he probably wouldn't do that. And he actually sold one of his 5 Badgers, which is even more strange. He went for Mustangs, which do have the new tech, Culling Rounds, but he doesn't have AoE on them. Killing hounds without AoE don't work that well. And even with AoE, if you get levels on your crawlers, they can become kinda useless. The buff was not enough in my opinion. You can see left side winning easily, right side struggling. He went for range on his voids. And the last one killed my marksman. And below 2k already. And 4. We have more options and Dominion Core, which I don't like. It's kinda used, it costs 150 and it's very situational. You can use it on very few occasions with success. It's good for Overlord carry. It's one of the options. The Overlords stay all the way in the back and are the last units to die, so it works. Maybe on Marksman ranged marksman with Vulcans would work too. You put it on a marksman in the middle and maybe it will work. But in most cases it's kinda useless. You are paying 150. If you put it on a Fang on the middle of the board all the way back so it doesn't fight, it takes 3 turns just to pay itself, and the Fang will be doing nothing, so not worth. So you just keep it. You can see me getting even more Chaff and more Farseers, because it's my preferred unit to counter Void Eyes, which I do have a lot. I am still not grabbing range on my Arclights, even if now they have a unit that which they are good against. Mustangs, even if only 2 here. But you can also notice that my opponent still has only 1 Chaff unit, but let's see what he will do this round. I sold the other tower, so both towers are sold now. So I sold it last round, I think. And he grabbed 1 more Chaff unit and 2 more Mustangs, which are Chaff in a way, but not as ship and not as numerals. You can see one problem of my Farseers countering his Voids is the Void has more range than Farseer right now. But you can see the Farseer goes from kills 2 by 2 when the Voids are stacked. And once again I win the left, but the right is still struggling, and even worse than last round. Let's speed the fight. Just a few Mustangs and Voids alive. The buff will help him a little, kill a few more units, which are going for his tower. And now it's my turn to win. And 1500. Improved firepower. It would be the best option here, although in my case I don't need. Although 1 level is better when I get the level. So if I put it here, it would one-shot level 2 Voids. You can see me going for armor on my sledges and grabbing more to counter his Mustangs. And another Farseer. I also grabbed finally range on my Arclights. 5 Arclights. The Arclights can kill the Mustangs quite easily. Even if they have range, they stay packed together with the Voids, and the Arclights can also kill the Voids while they are on the ground. But I was always worried that he would click aerial mode. But now I was quite safe against it with 3 Farseers and 1 Mustang. And we will have to wait until the last second to see what the opponent is going to do here. I already used all my money and just waiting for the opponent. Let's hope. I tried some things to fix that were suggested on the comments. Let's see if it will fix the next replays. The replays that are already recorded, it didn't fix. You can see he finally went for a few Chaff units with hangs in front. And the range on the Arclights helping a lot to clear the Mustangs faster. My Farseers still have the problem of low range. But you can see Hero Arclights doing a lot. One even better on the left, and I'm even winning the right. He went for the suppression shots, so that's why the marksman is on the way forward. And he's almost dead already. But with this strange strategy, it was to be expected. Here, none of those looked good for me, so just skip for the money. And seeing that my Farseers are getting way too close to the enemies, will finally give them something. which will be range enhancement. Since he's not going air, I'll just give range to the Farseers. Now they are 165. And if he eventually go for range, I could go for aerial mode as a second tech. You see, I'm just grabbing even more chaff. And need to see what the opponent will do, which will be at the last second, so let's speed this. I still have 250 left, extended range and high mobility. This oil here doesn't help him that much. You can see me also putting missiles here, deal with the little chaff he has. He also used the missile on one of here. And went for hackers. Hackers. Why people go for hackers? His biggest problem is shaft clear. He doesn't have a dedicated shaft clear unit, so the hackers are useless. As you can see, they are trying to hack crawlers. He also put some anti-missiles to counter my Farseers, but Farseer missiles are not that easily destroyed. As you can see by this doing nothing. And lot of damage. More than enough. So, as I said before, his biggest problem. Shaft clear. He has no shaft clear. How did they expect to win without shaft clear? If he was trying the cooling tech, it would be something, but he didn't even use that. He could kill my crawlers, although without the AoE, it doesn't kill that fast. Because they waste a lot of shots shooting the same unit before the first shot strikes the unit. Since they attack so fast. So even with culling shots, it will take them some time to kill my crawlers. So he needed culling shots and AoE. But then I could counter him with air. And then he could go air with the voids. And we would see how we would keep going on the counter each other. But it would at least do something. But going for hackers was not the answer. And I don't recommend anyone to use hackers. They are not terrible units. I would say they are terrible units, but they are not. In the right situations, they are really, really good. And I hate that, because I hate the unit. Actually, I hate fighting the unit. And that's why I don't use them. I have only one condition where I will use hackers. And it's because there is no other good answer to the situation, which is exploding rhino. If I'm going aggro, and someone puts exploding rhinos on front of my units, the only answer I can go for is hacker with enhancement control. So I get the rhino and he goes full health back and start going to the enemy side of the board and explode on his side. Because if you don't go for that, they are going to explode on your side, and if you are on the line, he's going to kill a lot of units. So in my opinion, they should remove the hacker and remove the exploding tech from the rhino, and problem solved. There is nothing that only the hacker counters, and it would be better for a lot of units, like the rhino, for example. You simply can't... Actually, I managed to do one game with rhino carry a few days, more like 2 weeks ago. But it's really hard to go rhino carry, because if the opponent go for hackers, your rhino carry is just useless now, and you have to sell them. Because your opponent will be grabbing your carry unit and use it against you. So, yeah, that's it. Sorry about my humbling about the hackers, but that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.